Welcome to the Inspiration Lounge, where you'll hear conversations with inspiring people. You'll find out not only what my guests do, but also a bit about what makes them tick. I'm Andrew Travis and I'm a radio host in Byron Bay, Australia. Thanks for joining me. You're mentoring young men, Rob.
My focus is on helping young men make the best of themselves by fine-tuning them, by making them aware of qualities they have that they're maybe not paying that much attention to, that will give them much more positive feedback in their life.
Two things that come to mind when I think about young men and what happens as they grow up. One is from a book called Manhood by Steve Biddulph, which says that in many ways the feminism movement has put women miles ahead, in the sense that they're able to talk with each other and support one another. And for a lot of Australian boys growing into men, there isn't a lot of mentoring, there isn't a lot of conversation with older men about what it means to be a man on the inside. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's really true, Andrew. That's an area where guys, particularly, guys in rural areas, maybe some men in cities are a little bit more sophisticated here and there, but by and large, men do have maybe a bit of a self-image problem about opening up and being thought of as being not masculine enough because they're opening up, whereas it could be their best friend. It could be a quality that makes them much more able to steer their life in the direction that they actually want it to go.
The other thing that comes to my mind now as we're talking is the fact that the suicide rate among young men is so much higher than among women, because men tend to kill themselves in very effective methods, blowing their brains out or driving into a tree, as opposed to sometimes suicide by women can be, or by young women can be, sort of cutting themselves or taking lots of tablets and stuff like that. Do you have any thoughts around suicide and where it fits in with the work you're doing? Very random question, sorry about that.
Look, and that's fair enough. Look, I think suicide's a pretty heavy subject, but it's got to be attended to as well. It's not like everyone out there is going to neck themselves. However, when...
men hang themselves too. Very effective.
They do. But I think it's just a symptom of despair, and that despair is exacerbated or increased by not being able to communicate well. So I'm really focusing on mentoring particularly young men in regards to fine-tuning their communication skills so that they are understood, so that they are able to connect with the people around them more effectively, not just in their personal lives, but in their professional lives as well.
Because one of the things that I've kind of got an idea about that you might be able to shed some light on is how young men are often sort of conditioned to, if they're fearful, or if they're uncomfortable, the best way to express that is anger. So that, a whole lot of different emotions get sort of funneled into anger because it's somehow acceptable or macho. It's on the TV, it's on the cop shows. What you do is you beat someone up if you're, in an awkward situation. Do you have any you've talked about communication skills. What are some skills that they can sort of broaden their emotional expression from simply anger to other things?
Well, communication skills really begin with accepting yourself the way you are. And for a lot of guys, like you said, that anger option is so pushed on popular media like films and songs and magazines that the anger option is such a stereotypical one. They think they're being butch, whereas they're really, it's another sign of despair, anger. It's not really communication at all. So I just think if young guys have the feeling that they can accept themselves for who they are, that's the first step. And whoever they are, that's good enough, even if they're not, a football star or a rock star or, they're not a racing car driver, all those stereotypical limited male role models. There's lots of other great male ways of being that do not involve anger or being a rock star, so to speak.
Or getting all the girls,
Or getting all the girls.
James Bond stereotype.
But do you remember when you were at school, Andrew, getting all the girls didn't necessarily have a lot to do with being loud and good looking. Sometimes the really quiet guys were the ones that were the girl magnets. Did you notice that when you were at school? They just stood back and somehow the girls gravitated towards them. And did you have a guy like that at school?
I can't think of it. I mean, I know it was all a bit of a mystery to me, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, life's a mystery, but the messages are really simple. We're not reinventing the wheel here. What we're doing is we're fine-tuning and we're refocusing on what's really important about being understood. And that's where the mentoring and the direction comes in.
Do you have a website?
www.robflynn.com.au. Very
simple one, robflynn.com.au. Why don't we play a tune now? I'd like to come back and talk a little bit about rites of passage, because I think the reason I want to bring that up is I remember my best friend when I was in Year 11 and he was in Year 12. He came to school having just done his driver's licence test, and he showed me the card and he said, "Today I am a man."
It's nice to have it in black and white in a little piece of plastic in front of you, isn't it?
But yeah, boys driving dangerously, boys drinking dangerously, and rites of passage. That's coming up after this tune. Rob Flynn, we were talking about my friend who the day he got his driver's licence said to me, "Today I am a man." How does the lack of rites of passage, do you think, perhaps affect things that do for young men show manhood, for instance, driving and drinking?
I think as males, we have a responsibility to the young guys coming through to give them mentoring and role modelling that they can actually really use in the future direction of their life, and not all this stereotypical stuff, as you mentioned earlier on, the anger, the winner, the power broker, the banker, the guy that gets all the girls, all that stuff that we're bombarded with. And, it's a similar thing to women being bombarded with those images of needing to be skinny and sexy. The guys have got a similar issue in as much as they have very shallow role modelling bombarded to them visually through the media all the time. So there is a great need for young guys to have some older men around them that actually care, for starters, and deliver the messages in a very simplified and easy to consume form, because, as I said earlier, we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just taking care of the people around us. In particular, young men are a group that are really in need of some extra care.
And how does your program operate?
Well, my program operates, as I said earlier on, it's based on delivering a simple message really clearly. What I like to say to the young guys when I have them in my care, like when I'm delivering the program, either to individuals like one-on-one mentoring or in schools, what I like to say to groups or individuals is that the way you are is fine, and really I understand where you are right now. We all want to be understood. However, it's quite normal at your age to be taking risks. The young guys are full of hormones. It's normal to be doing risky behaviour. It's normal to actually do silly things from time to time. As an older man that wants to mentor them and give them somebody worthwhile to role model themselves on with the positive messages, what I like to get across is that we're into harm minimisation here, and as a group, that I'm speaking on behalf of society and other men, as a group we're trying to get across it's all about harm minimisation, coming out the other end with self-esteem and confidence gained through positive experiences, not through negative role plays like I've got to be the star or I've got to be the hero kind of thing.
Or I've got to be the most ruthless or reckless kind of risk taker.
Exactly.
Because there's risk taking that can bring about health, and there's risk taking that actually starts to be...
Well, anything that's a bit of fun it requires an element of risk, and when you're young, your facilities to measure that risk aren't really as good as they could be. We all have to have a little whoopsie before we get good at something, don't we?
Rob, it's been a great pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much. And just once again, it's robflynn.com.au.
And thanks very much for having me, Andrew. And can I just say to everybody listening out there that this is a very important area that we all need to be aware of, and that young men have been left behind a bit because the women are so organised, and it's a very worthwhile thing to be aware of. And thanks for having me, Andrew.
I hope you've enjoyed this audio program. Change your world. inspirationlounge.com